We're rolling with Dr. K. Dr. K. 100 shades of diversibilities every day. We're rolling with Dr. K. Oh, Dr. K. 100 shades of diversibilities every day.
And good afternoon. We are so excited. As you can see, I am dressed for the weather. We are in California, sunny California, and I'm dressed for the weather. Yeah. And today, our guest is Miss Deborah Vick. And yes, friends and neighbors, another Miss Wheelchair America. She was Miss Wheelchair America in 2022. See, we hanging around here, guys. And how are you today? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
What a silly little thing to hold me back.
Okay, so we're
That's
gonna try
okay.
it again. We're gonna try it again. We are in
So
sunny
first,
California.
I want to make a note that I was Miss Wheelchair California USA, not Miss Wheelchair America, though that would have been an amazing
Oh,
honor.
you were USA?
You Miss Wheelchair America USA. So I'm not Miss Wheelchair California USA. So I represented California in 2022.
So you were USA and not America.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have had this conversation a few times before. Just so y'all know, yes, there are two, count them friends and neighbors, a whole two out of the thousands for the other ladies. For us, there's Miss Wheelchair America, and then there's Miss Wheelchair USA. And I participated in both of them. So check that one out. So today we have,
I have not, but I have been close and watched what they do, and they're pretty impressive.
well, they say mother wit is what the law of invention, and the person who started Miss Wheelchair USA actually was a founding member with Miss Wheelchair America. And as all the time, you find things that you don't like, and it's like, well, hey, you don't like it, we're not going to change it. How about you start your own? And that's exactly what she did. So she started
Well,
her own.
I will tell you this before I go into my thanking you because I appreciate you having me here. We're highlighting the pageants, and I really want to highlight one. I never in my life thought I would be in a pageant. That was not something I thought of. But these are so unique because they're so focused on a service to other people. They're very focused with a mission. But I also want to say I found my internal voice and actually found self love for myself during the competition on the final night on the stage, giving my speech in a gown and a PowerPoint, drop the notes, a whole bunch of things happening. And in that moment, and I was 42, 3, that was the first time that I felt truly beautiful in my whole person, not just what I do for others. So when we talk about pageants, we're also talking about developing self care, self esteem, self love, and understanding who we are as a person, as well as what we can do for others.
I agree, because unlike the other pageants, and I guess that's the only way to say it, the other pageants, we have to do the work for the whole year, whereas they see it, because my daughter was in a pageant. So
Mm-hmm.
it was nice to have done it with her
Right.
prior to me ever being in a wheelchair. So to see the difference, they weren't required to have a platform prior to coming on.
Right.
It was like, oh, I'm pretty and I want to wear nice things. So let's go and get all of this stuff. And then we're going to show up. And I'm telling you, it is mean, it's vicious, and it is competitive. Whereas
You
the
know,
women
sorry, my
with,
apologies.
with, the wheelchair competitions, I felt were more loving, more caring. We're in a group prior to. So you have this opportunity. All the women who are running that year are placed in a group. You learn about what's going to happen, step by step for, the pageant, and then what you can do for your state. It's all inclusive. I mean, you get this wonderful manual, which mine is still sitting right behind me. And I was excited because that particular year, it was the 80s theme. And of course, Prince is in the 80s. And and it was called Purple Rain, REIGN was the theme that year. So I was like, yes, 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 yes. This is straight up my alley. This is just wonderful. And so,
The concept of a platform was so great because it integrated a purpose during your role in the year that you were serving. And it definitely helped me in speaking at events and programs and working with community members. So I wanted to highlight that was really helpful, and I was able to gear it into the work that I do. But also, I'm still friends with people that I was in the competition with. They were very friendly, and I have a port, and one of the nights my port broke and we had to access it. I had 3 girls in our competition coming into my room, giving me supplies and giving me guidance and helping me out. I mean, that is how caring people are in these programs. It's not about bettering up somebody, but trying to one up somebody. It's about how do we support one another to move forward. So I just wanted to highlight that. And I want to pause for a second to thank you for having me here today as a guest. It's wonderful to be back here. And it's amazing the work that you do, people that you highlight, and the things that you bring to light for people. So I am very honored to be here with you today.
well, let's just be a transparent moment here. We've known each other 6 years, and we met through this platform.
Yes.
And I asked her to be a guest. And after the show, I told her that I said, you did not do a good job. These are the following things that you need to work on when you get ready to interview. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to pay for you to go to vocal confidence coaching. And you're like, but I don't sing. And I said, no, it's not about singing, but it's how to project your voice, how to tell your story. And I said, these are 3 focal points that I've learned of you that I think that you should work on as you tell your story. And to watch you blossom in this 6 years for me has been amazing. And I'm saying thank you because, for a moment, yeah, your feelings were hurt, but you were just like, wait a minute. She loves me enough to tell me the truth. She didn't just laugh and say, okay, I'm going to trash the show and remove it so that nobody can ever see it, because I left the show up. And in fact, I sent it back and I sent it to the vocal coach so that you guys could look at it and then, use it to practice with. And I appreciated it because halfway through, because I think it was 8 lessons, and by like lesson 4, the changes that had occurred, because you had to do like this mini speech and send it back to me. And
Right.
I said, oh my goodness, I love her. And then, then at that point I was like, that's my baby. That's my little baby. And then when you would, inbox me and send me these interviews that you had done during vocal confidence coaching, and then having graduated from there, the opportunities that you got, being on boards, being able to be in front of cameras and large crowds, doing speaking engagements. I have to say, I'm doing this. I applaud you for doing the work, because many people want to do what you do, have what you have, and get what you got. But then when you tell them the work that it takes to do it, then it's like, well, no, that's okay. And now at this point, you even have your own podcast in your own way, and you have your own groups that you're speaking with, encouraging folks. So again, I do this.
Thank you.
And I don't even know, you sent this to me 5 years ago.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. You still have the card.
You made this for me And I'm going to tell you, the words have faded, but the sentiment has not. So I don't, there's no words left
Oh no.
here. The words have faded. I don't know if I need a special lamp, or get a pen. Now, see, looking at it this way, I can almost read what it says.
I'm wondering if you can do like a light shading with pencil to bring it up.
I'm looking at it because looking at it this way with this reflection of light, I can see all the words clearly, but just looking at it this way, you really can't see anything. But I still have this card and I look at it all the time and I said, boy, the words are gone. I said, but the sentiment of it is not.
Right.
So I said,
I'm so glad you still have the card. That makes me feel really special.
Well, it sits over there. I have what we call it my prayer planetarium over there. And it's 250 square feet. And it sits over there. All the things that, that warm my heart get to be over there. We want to say welcome to Carla Fortuna, who's watching. Hey, Carla, how's it going? And I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm going to call you Baba because it's Babantuhu. Last name Ubunt Tungo. So Baba Tungo. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. We were talking before we came on the air and in our green room. And I said, we have so many things that we can talk about. But one thing that I do want to start with that really drew me to you was having had a stroke. I have a lot of pain and spasticity in tone. And they call it myofascial pain syndrome. And
Right.
over the last 3 years, we've tried many modems with pain, relief without using drugs and medications. And what I liked about you is that you had this pain toolkit or a pain tool chest that you keep. And it's not, sometimes it's physical, but I think it was more at that time mental and emotional places and things that you could do that help to relieve pain. And as we were talking the other day, and I have it on, as a matter of fact, we talked about healing tunes. So those of you who read your Bible, the Lord, and it's in the Bible, the Lord gave Saul the spirit of depression because of his disobedience. And so he didn't leave him there. He sent David to play his harp. And the Bible says he played healing tunes that would help relieve Saul's depression. And sure enough, there are people who have created channels on YouTube that have the ultimate healing tunes. And I play it every day, all day, throughout my home as I'm wheeling around because I'm always in chronic pain, especially with the cold. Can you give us at least 3 modalities that you have in your tool chest to help us with pain?
So first, like to say, I have multiple. I break it down as you're talking about the toolbox. I have a physical, big, huge bag of items. I have the spiritual element, and I have the Western medicine element, which I've combined with integrative medicine. So first off, of course, there's the traditional medicine route, which can be very difficult. The medications can leave many side effects, and it's not resolving the problem. In my case, I do need both Western and Eastern medicine, but I lean heavily on Eastern medicine. So I actually go to an acupuncture, an osteopath, and a massage therapist all through my medical center, which means they can report to the doctors and the doctors can report back and they understand what's happening. For those who don't know what, I believe most people know what acupuncturist is, but if you don't, it is a person that is trained to use different trigger points. The Chinese system has a trigger point system, but there are other cultures that also have mapped our bodies to determine what point will affect another point on the body. So, for example,
Keep
there's
talking. I'm gonna put the screen just on you. Keep talking.
okay, just so like the pain point for nausea is on the wrist, or pain point for hand, a body is here. So acupuncturist will work with that. When I mentioned osteopathic doctor, she is absolutely amazing. I like to say it's a traditional doctor makes Reiki, and mainly because it is energy work, it is movement. There is very, very light manipulation. They will come in, they will, you can do it seated or laying down, and they will address different positions in your body. Sometimes something in your leg can be affecting your shoulder. They find those places and they release them. I'm very fortunate because at UCSD, we do get access to acupuncture and osteopathic medicine and massage therapy in the hospital. I gotta tell you, I just spent 54 days there, and I was waiting every single day for it. And to just wrap it up more quickly, I have a whole other set of trigger point tools. They kind of look like torture items, but this will relieve all the muscles down your neck and into your thoracic. And I had two other ones that my pain clinic doctor at the hospital had asked me about, and one of them he's actually going to order. This is for occipital pain. So you actually lay on this or lean up against the wall, and it will trigger point those. And then there's things like cupping and other things that you can do for yourself to help with pain management.
So I want everybody to know that this is not just for folks who are in wheelchairs, but for anyone who is living with chronic pain. And as a veteran, so those of you who are veterans out there and you're watching, the VA does pay for cupping. They do pay for needling. They do dry needling or wet needling, as well as doing the needles and then adding a TENS unit to it to stimulate. Mm-hmm. And I've had the opportunity to experience all of it. And you're allowed 8 appointments per 180-day authorization. So you have to really know how to space out your appointments and not do like I did. I front loaded all the appointments, and then it was like, okay, 8 weeks, I was done. I'm like, hey, I needed more appointments. They said, your authorization is till April of 2026. I was like, what?
It's a shame they don't revisit it for you.
Well, they do, but what they do, they give you an 180-day authorization, and you get 8 appointments. So you have to manage those 8 appointments within those 180 days.
So no option for appeal, huh? It's like
no.
I was originally given 8, but then I appealed and I was given more. But I know it's not the VA.
No, the way the VA does it, when you initially get the needling and they approve it, mm-hmm. they consider you to be in an acute state. And so they give you 12 appointments within that 180-day authorization. Then you have to wait, I want to say 2 weeks to a month. You have to wait, I think, almost a month before you can ask for another authorization so that they can see the efficacy of what those 12 weeks did. And then if it worked or you still need it, then when you come back, you're down to 8 appointments, because now you're considered ongoing and it's a chronic issue. So you get 8 appointments. You're no longer considered acute, but now it's chronic. And so it's 8 appointments per 180-day authorization, because they consider
it's very expensive paying out of pocket.
Yeah, because the VA has one price, and then there's the price if you pay out of pocket. And unfortunately, which I hope that she does think about it, that those veterans, because she has civilians as well as veterans that are coming, that if we're allowed to finish out our 100 days, that authorization to do it at the VA price would be nice.
Right.
But they do ask that you pay the full price if you're going to pay for the rest of your time and continue your appointments until it's time for your authorization. But we want to say thank you to James Martin for tuning in. Hey, James, how's it going? And thank you, James. Tell us where you're watching from. We greatly appreciate it. We're in sunny California. As you can see, I got my cute little dress on for summertime. And Dr. V is watching from Detroit. Thank you. She says, happy Tuesday. And I don't know about being happy. I guess I'm joyful, but I'm not happy about all this snow that has blown in. This huge vortex that has just overtaken our cities is ridiculous. But the time is now. Hold on. The time is now 4:20. It is 20 minutes after the hour, and you are tuned in to Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly, and we are in sunny Chula Vista, California on today. Hence, I have on my little short sleeve summery dress, and our guest is Deborah Vick. And right now, we are talking about pain management. So we've talked about Eastern medicine, Western medicine, and osteopathic. So if you have any questions, comments, or things that you have done, please let us know. Oh, she disappeared on us. Okay, she's coming back. And let us know, what have you tried to date? Or, just to add into the conversation. We greatly appreciate it. And Deborah, you had something you wanted to say.
So not only do I do these alternative treatments alongside my Western medicine, I spend a great deal of time meditating. And we've talked before about a lot of the work that I do with Vicktorious centers around a mindfulness and awareness programs. So I spend a lot of times in states of studying myself, studying my reactions to things, focusing on the centering and the calming, but also leaning greatly into other projects that bring me joy with intention and purpose. So one of my projects that I always love to work with is the creative arts. And actually, I'm giving a speech about that tonight at Toastmasters. But our group has come together, and all of us have chronic pain, but everybody said what the group brought to them was acceptance, love, awareness, and centering. And it's come together because we're actively doing something. And I can't say you get to leave your body, but I do say you get to have a vacation in the moment. And when I teach meditation, I teach in a collaboration with our body. Our pain is part of a collaborative story that I've created for guided imagery with pain management. I will say I did this on Friday, and my Oura ring thought I was asleep because we were so relaxed. And actually had one of my participants had the same thing. She's like, Deb, she thought I was asleep.
I love it. Oh, thank you. So we want to give a shout out to Rita, who is all the way in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for your comment. She says, my dedication to empowering others is admirable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And she's watching all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. And I would say she is on her job over there, because when I go to my dashboard and I look at my numbers, for the month, I do it for the month, and then I do it, I'll check and see what has it been for the last 90 days. And Lagos is number 2. Nigeria is number 2 for my audience that I have. So thank you so much for that. We're averaging about 11,000 views or so, 12,000 views per month. So I want to thank those who like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend. I got a phone call today that said, hey, you know what? I watch your show, and I'm always sending them out to different ones. So thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate you for coming in and sharing your story, because there's definitely somebody is going to see this and they're going to say, hey, Dr. Kim, what was that again? Can you tell us what she did and what she was talking about? I am fortunate enough to be able to have the same services, again, available through the VA. And then there are many people that are here in the West Michigan area that love partnering with veterans. So if you are a veteran, and a lot of times they will do it just for the exposure, just to say, hey, you tell a friend to tell a friend, and they can build up their customer base that way. But when we have gatherings for women vets in programming, they always bring that in. So they have a room that's set up for us where they allow vendors to come in, and the VA does pay for us to do the mindfulness, to do the yoga, to have the room where they spray the water on us. We're misted, to change our environments. And they do have the seed pods to put on us. They don't do the needling there. They don't allow them to do that, but they do get to put the seeds on. So I'm telling you guys, if you have not tried it, you should. And here in West Michigan, the best person that I know that does the needling is Vicky. Her name is Vicky, yes, with Grand Wellness. She is amazing. The other thing that I like that goes along with the needling is cupping. And cupping helps to move your energy around within your body, because it does become stagnant, especially for those who are in wheelchairs, or you have some hemiparesis somewhere and that blood is not flowing well throughout the body. So just to get it moving, and I can always tell how well I'm doing by how deep the bruises are.
Do you have cupping at home? Because I have a cupping machine for home.
I do not, but we were talking about whether or not I want to have that here and have it available, for my caregivers to be able to do and train them. Now, my son is trained in cupping, and he does have his kit, and he has done it on him. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm on blood thinners right now because of the blood clot I got in the hospital, so I am not allowed to cup, and I have crazy spasms that all I want to do is cup, and I can't yet. So I am missing my cupping. But I want to go back on something that you were talking about with the yoga, with the settling down. Pain management can also work with breath work, meditation, breath work, and gentle movement. And the yoga doesn't have to be tree pose, standing on one foot, arms up above your head. It could be something very gentle in the chair. But the breath work itself activates our parasympathetic nervous system, and it can send us into the rest and restore state, removing us from the sympathetic nervous system. When we're in pain, when we're stressed, that is activated, that's sending stress hormones through your body. Simple breathing, just slowing your breath down and even controlling how the breath goes out and making a cycle of that can reset your parasympathetic nervous system. It can also activate your vagus nerve, which runs through from here all the way down your body, and it can help control pain. It also releases oxytocin and other hormones that can help with pain management. There have been quite a few studies recently about breath work and activating the parasympathetic nervous system. They actually also found it to be very helpful for people with PTSD, as well as gentle movement like yoga. So it's something that I do every day, multiple times a day. Yes, meditation is great, but if you don't have time for it, take a pause, take a moment, and just focus on that breath.
Now, one of the things that I do have that the VA paid for, the case and all. So here's the pretty pink. They didn't have purple, so I'll go with pink. And then on the inside, you have this nice pink and white, and it's called the breather. The breather is really good for controlling your breath and expanding those lungs, and it does help with calming yourself down. And if you look on both sides, they have 5 levels. And of course, overachiever that I am, I'm on level 5.
And good for you.
Yes. So it even has the notches where you put your fingers. So you go here, your thumbs underneath here, and you're going to, one side is for your inhale and the other side is for your exhale. So you're going to do the same type breathing that you do when you're preparing yourself for yoga, but you just have this wonderful little tool and I use it as part of my mindfulness time. We want to say thank you to Barb Bivens for tuning in. Hey, Barbara, how are you today? Um, but this is wonderful. Honestly, I do not know how much it costs because the VA paid for it, but I do know that they sell these on Amazon.
Yeah, they do. Yes, I've seen that.
So you
And
can
I
grab
think they're
it,
great.
and they have, I want to say two. Yeah,
They
they
have
do.
necklace charms too that not as good as that per se, but they do have necklace charms too. And I think that is such a good idea because people don't know how slow they should be breathing out or how to control it.
So you have two different sizes, whatever works, for you to switch out, and you just put them in there, and you do, so you can switch, and boom, here we go. You just, and to be able to fill your lungs up with that nice, wonderful air, and you can feel it in your body, and you push, 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 and then to be able to release it out slowly. It is amazing, because sometimes when you're in the height of the pain, your body's all over just it's like sticking your finger in a socket. But if you just pull back, take your time, and you slow down. And being one who does have PTSD, it does work well. It does.
I would take it a step further and encourage you to, when you're breathing in, think of the word calm or peace. And as you breathe out, tell your body to soften itself. Let your body soften, let your muscles soften. Try to drop your shoulders down from your ears if possible. These are all things that will help you get into that reset mode.
Yep, I do all of those things. I've had the breather for about 3 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. So it's been a part of my toolbox for a while now. It's something that I really appreciate. The time is now 4:32, 32 minutes after the hour. If you're just now tuning in, you are rolling on the road with Dr. Kimberly, and we are in Chula Vista, California, as you can see by my nice summery outfit. And our guest today is Deborah Vick. She was also a Miss Wheelchair USA. Yeah, we're going to clap our hands, clap our hands. And we're talking about right now, it's a mindfulness and different ways to deal with pain, because many people are dealing, with pain. Thank you, Barb. Barb said that she's doing, here we go. She is doing well. I hope you're staying safe in all of this weather out here. I looked out the window. I went into my prayer planetarium, and I can barely see out of the window or even over to the other side because there's so much snow that is piled up. So we are, praying
It's
for
bright and
those.
sunny today here.
What's the temperature? It said it was going to be 71 today.
I haven't checked yet, but that's about right. It's supposed to be in the low 70s today.
And the sun is shining. Well, the sun is
It
trying
is.
to come out right now, just about a teeny bit, but not enough to warm up and get rid of some of this snow.
Can we pause for a second and go back to one other point that you talked about for
Um,
meditation and breath work? You talked about
we,
music. And I wanted to add one of the things that I absolutely cannot live without is my app called Brainwave. It is binaural beats of different frequencies. So there's different series for creativity, for meditation, for deep sleep, for it's probably got 50 different versions of things. But and it plays behind other apps. Binaural beats is when one ear hears one sound, the other ear hears a different sound. So you do have to use headphones, and your brain synthesizes the different brainwaves and frequencies. So the studies have been shown what frequencies of brainwaves are being activated at different times of the processes and activities. These will help you settle down. There's one for anxiety, one for stress, and they're a great way to settle down before an activity or settle down as you're getting stressed. I sleep with it because I have insomnia. It helps me tremendously, helps me get into a deeper meditative state. So I just wanted to add that in as well.
But I said it at the outset because I have it right now on my television.
Oh,
That's it right here. I got an
I was
80
just
inch
adding it.
here that has it on there. And I said
Oh,
that I
yeah, I
play
know. I'm sorry. I know you mentioned it before. I was just mentioning the app.
24/7 that it plays. And what it also does, like this one, because remember I talked about the healing tunes,
Right.
that it falls up underneath, the healing tunes. And along with the binaural beats, there's also, sound frequencies
Yes.
that deal with different types of areas in your life, especially, with pain, being
Hmm.
centered, and you can get them all on YouTube for free. And they have many of the stations are live. So that means that they play 24/7, whereas others of them may only be an hour, 2 hours. I think the max that I saw with hours was maybe 3.5 hours. So try to find the ones that have live next to them. So that way you can listen to it 24/7. Because sometimes I have one on one television and then the one in my bedroom I might put it on another, but when I really need to zero in I put them both on the same channel, same frequencies, and then I turn them all the way up above 60. Since I do wear hearing aids, so it doesn't bother me to have the television up at 60 or 70, even 80 sometimes. A few times I've done 100 when I have been in excruciating pain,
Hmm.
which I was last week. Then I had both the
Yeah, the other.
televisions, both, yes, because of the cold weather. I went out to get the mail because I forgot to tell my caregiver to get it. So I had to get it, and because I called the VA saying, "Where's my med?" And they're like, "Oh, we already mailed it out to you. It said it was delivered." So I had to go to the mail to go get it. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." I was wrapped up really great, but when you have weak areas in your body, it seems like the
Right.
cold just finds it, and I was in so much pain. So both the televisions were on 100, plus my hearing aids. I can use them just like people do
Okay.
um, ear pods. So they're connected to my phone. So I was able to get, one set of earphones had one set of hearing aids has white noise in it. So that's always good because that really shuts down my brain very, very quickly because it's going right into my ear. The other does not. So I turn those down to
Mhm.
be able to hear this because I hear it differently through the hearing aids than when I don't have it on.
And I wanted to highlight, I love that you're doing that too. So I wanted to also highlight if you're not able to wear hearing AirPods or any type of headphones when you're doing the binaural beats, you can get speakers and put them one on each side of you to help guide the sound for the right and the left ears because that's how the binaural beats work is having a stereo system develop. I did want to add one thing that I love as well is my singing bowls. And you're talking about healing tunes and frequencies. I I love my singing bowls. They are so amazing. I'm still struggling to find the best way to record them to actually sound like singing bowls on YouTube versus what they sound at home. But
Mm.
they are so calming and so centering. I completely changed my energetic processing. It was just a huge energetic transformation when I began playing singing bowls. I slowed down. I felt the healing. I felt the energy around me. And I became more aware of the energy and the movement within inside of my body. And it has been absolutely transformational. And I will say the last time I was in the hospital, my husband brought up one of my singing bowls so that I can play it throughout the day. So they're definitely my go-to thing.
And here you go. This is what singing bowls. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Click share. Sorry about that. There we go. So this is kind of, what the singing bowls look like. They're different sizes, different shapes. The only thing, I just had a friend of mine let me use their singing bowl, and I got to have it for a couple of weeks, and it was really nice. The only thing with it is trying to move it, maneuver with it,
Mm-hmm.
because I have overuse with the right hand, because I can't do it with my left hand because of the stroke. So having to do it with my right hand became cumbersome for me
Oh, absolutely.
because of the overuse. So it did not work out as well as I wanted it to. And so one of the things that I did do is find that frequency that was coming
Mm-hmm.
through. And then I just found it on YouTube, and I played, I
Right.
found the numbers. And let's see, we can actually pull that up.
And each of the bowls are connected to a chakra. So I have 8 bowls, and each one of them are connected to a chakra.
Yes. Let's
I have a
see.
few recordings online, but they're not as good as I like them to be.
Well, the part that I like when you do it in person and you do it yourself is that as you're going around the bowl, it's resonating through
Oh,
your
yes.
hands, through your fingers, and then it goes up your arm and into the very core of your body. So no, and you don't get the same when you
Right. I
as
spent
when
a
you
lot of
listen.
money trying to find microphones to pick up that resonating sound, and I am still working on. I'm getting closer, but I've been working for quite some time on that. I haven't been lately because my body is still getting recovering. But
Mhm.
I will say the act of moving your arm around, and it does actually take physical energy, which is why I haven't done it yet. You have to be very precise with your movement. You have to have your arm
Yes.
at a specific angle. You have to have the right pressure so that you don't hear a screeching sound. And you have to use consistent pressure, or you're going to get skipping sounds, which also break up the experience. So you have to be very intentional movement, very slow. So if you have ADHD, it does require you to slow down and go with the movement. I will say I absolutely love them. And when I had them in the hospital, every time I play, every person that came in the room would stop and pause and experience the sounds. And I would let some people play it, and they were just shocked at the resonation. And I will
That's-
make a funny comment. My son called it mommy's woo woo vibrating bowls when I first got one, because it was like you were going with the mallet and you take it off and the bowl was still going for like another 30 to 60 seconds. So it was a funny comment that my son had made when he was like 13.
mm. So this particular one that I listen to 24/7, it's called The Deepest Healing. It's the whole body regeneration, and it relieves stress. We're gonna see, I can feel it just that quickly I'm playing it.
Right.
And then it has the pictures. So
Right.
it
And the
really
great
takes you
pictures are great.
takes you in, and it calms your mind.
It gives you something to focus on outside of your body. The beautiful imagery.
Yep. And I think it has like 4 different frequencies. Oh, I felt it just that quick, like, oh, yes. Oh, that feels wonderful.
It does. And the
Mm,
more you do it, the more you get into the zone as soon as you hear it. Yeah,
yes.
even talking, if this is a muscle memory, the more you do it, the more it comes to you naturally, and you can even begin to feel the benefits of it simply by talking about it to someone or doing a short action because our body remembers it. So I can drop into meditative state now way quicker than I ever could before because I've practiced it so much. And it makes a huge difference. Also, it makes a difference for acupuncture and osteopathic medicine because you're connected to your body, you understand it, and you feel it, and you begin to become one with your body. which makes all of the other practices that much better, including Western medicine, because you know your body better, so you can be able to express what you need a little bit more. Uh, I will say my energetic journey completely changed how I looked at myself, how I looked at my body, and how I looked at pain. And it led me to really creating this beautiful collaborative visualization of how I work with pain. And it's made a huge difference for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was really glad when a friend introduced this piece, about what my frequency number was. But one of the things that the VA had done, and I want to say that was more than 8 years ago, is they gave me, it's this cute little box, and it has more than 20, I think like 20 different sounds, maybe 30 sounds on it that you can choose in different frequencies: white noise, brown noise, pink noise. That helps, that you can just play, in the background as you're moving around. And it does make a difference, but they use it for tenuitis. So I have tenuitis, so
Mm-hmm.
they use it for that. Then they have these, when you were talking about the binaural beats, about the right and the left, they also have these tiny little square speakers that you can put inside of your pillow, or have them on
Oh,
one on your right and one on your left, that you can use to plug in there and then have it right close to you when you're ready to go to sleep. Helpful, helpful, helpful. Like now,
absolutely.
with the weather the way that it is, I have a backlift and pump. Do you have a pump?
I have a pump, yes,
Okay.
with a couple different medications in it.
Yep. So with my pump, this is on the 4th, which is next week. I call it my oil change. That they're going to change out my oil. And one of the things that I noticed is, about 2 weeks before it's time for my oil change, the efficacy of it starts to wane, and I start to feel it in my body. So one of the things that helps me get through when the spasticity starts again and that tone wants to kind of creep up on me is listening to, you know, the frequencies. Major, major, major. I tell you that I think that it's worked better than any pill that they've ever really given me, because it doesn't have any side effects.
Hmm. There are studies that show listening to binaural beats during surgery enhances the surgery process, helps regulate the heart and the blood pressure, as well as the amount of anesthesia needed. I told this to I learned this the night before that really big neck surgery where it was uncertain whether I'd survive, or if I survived, I would be on a ventilator. And I have to give credit to my surgeon. It was probably 5 or 6 o'clock at night. I found this NIH study, and it's about binaural beats. Can I bring my my headphones and my AirPods into the surgery room so that I can listen to this music? I'm making a playlist, and he replied to me within a couple of hours, and he said absolutely. And he's like, just clean it well with alcohol. Completely okay with it. So now any procedure I go into, yeah, even small ones like where I have my port put in, I listen to binaural beats and it helps me go under, helps me keep calm before the process, and it helps me step back into, uh, I don't say normality, but our regular pace after the procedure. And it's something that in those studies they were showing there were no enhancement if you didn't listen to anything. Some enhancement if you listen to classical music or relaxing music, and a significant difference if you listen to binaural beats. They didn't specify which binaural beats or which company, but listen to binaural beats during surgery. And it was a small study, but it did show the effectiveness that binaural beats can have on somebody. So that was
I agree. I said some people have their dogs. I have my music, and I carry it now everywhere I go. And so I have this big, huge, bass speaker that's hid in my bag, and my phone is in my bag. And I'm just, rolling along, and people really enjoy it. And it's nice background music. It changes the mood. And I just noticed that people just stop and they're like, oh my goodness. And there are times where I turn it down because I'm not sure, where everybody is. I try not to have it up too loud in some places. Other places, I'm like, boom, they know me. And they'll say, where's the music? Where is it? Where's that sound? You don't have it on. I said, oh, I have it right here. And so now I have everyone around me, any appointment, even when I go to the store. I love going to the Dollar Tree just to meander around to get out of the house. And the workers that are there, everything stops. As soon as I come in and they hear the music, she's here. Hey, and everybody comes out of the aisles. They come off the registers and they're like, you're here. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. And all the customers in there are like, what are they talking about? Who is this lady? Why is she doing this? And everybody said, yes, this is exactly what we need. It's just been a crazy day today. So thank you for coming in and just, making our place zen in here. Because I guess they don't have the ability to play music. Some stores you go in, they have some sort of music playing or ads for the store, right, but they don't have anything. So they just enjoy it.
Can I also recommend another artist? His name is Dave Leo Baker. I met him on Clubhouse. He is also visually, he's blind. He creates all of these beautiful soundscapes that brings in binaural beats. I've used it during my yoga sessions and some of my meditations.
Spell his last name?
Baker. Baker.
Oh, Dave Baker.
Leo Baker.
Oh, Leo Baker.
Yes.
Girl, I don't have my ear. Leo.
Yes.
B-A-K.
I know he's on Spotify and other places as well. And I believe he has some things on YouTube. His music is absolutely amazing. It's so calming. Some of them he brings in the different healing frequencies, some he brings in the binaural beats, but he is a sound master, and that's, I believe, or sound engineer is the title that he uses for himself. And what's amazing, he's creating this amazing music using a variety of tools, and he's visually impaired. I've tried using voiceover software, and I'm great with technology, but I don't know. That's a lot.
Is he on Facebook?
Yes. Let me bring him up.
Because he wasn't on, I didn't find him on YouTube.
I know he's not. No, I don't have my keyboard over here. Sorry. Let me see.
Leo. Leo, right?
Yeah. Yes.
B-A-K-E-R. Yeah, I didn't find him.
I found him. Hold on a second. Let me bring him up.
Okay, then I think you can click share screen to the right there.
Oh, sorry, I'm using a computer and a mouse. Hold on a second.
While she's doing it, it is now 4:53, 53 minutes past the hour. Can you believe that we've already rolled 53 minutes? Oh my goodness. I don't want to leave the sunshine. Sunshiny California. I don't want to.
I have a bazillion. I have a bazillion tabs open right now. This is him right here.
Okay, here we go. Add to stage.
And I will. This is one of his. This one.
Is he in your friend list?
Yes. But he has other music that's like really the healing ones. This one isn't the healing one, but I could I'll close this out for us. But he has Oops, no, I can't. He has this music that is just I have probably a large folder of the music that he has on Spotify, and it is just beautiful.
I don't see him in your friends list. I just went to friends.
Wonder why he's not there. He might have gotten a new account since the last time we started our friends.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can hear my music this way.
I
Are you
say
able to
thank
hear my
you.
audio?
Yep. I
What?
want to say thank you so much for Doretha tuning in. Again, for Rita, who tuned in all the way from Nigeria. Hey, Shannon. Shannon's selling Tano is on. Hey, Shayna. Shayna Thomas just checked in.
Hey there.
She said Deborah is so amazing.
Thank you. So are you. Absolutely. Because let me get back to the thing where you can see me.
And then there we are. And then there we have it.
Here we go. I
And she
want. Let's just. There we go.
and she's back, friends and neighbors. We had a wonderful background to look at, so we want to say thank you. We appreciate the background. We appreciate all the hearts, all the likes, and all the love that went up during the show. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, as always, for tuning in. And I appreciate you, Deborah, for taking your time out. You've been busy just to come and roll with us for these last, it's now what, 56 minutes we've been rolling. We
Thank
appreciate you.
you for having me. It was such a beautiful experience having you and coming back again. And I have to tell you, your work with me helped inspire and give me confidence back in speaking, something I had lost with some of my disabilities. And it's been life changing. I've been able to get back on stages, but also create my community that supports me, and we support each other. But it was invaluable when I was in the hospital, and that community and connection came from the ability to speak again and share. So you actually not only helped in helping me speak again, but helping me in creating the Vicktorious community. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for me.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. And I look forward for us to continue to work together and to collaborate. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more, modalities. Because not just folks, I mean, we both happen to be users of wheelchairs to get around, but there are others who don't have wheelchairs, or what did she say? Oh,
So needed.
yes.
Yes.
So even like with Dr. V, I mean, it works for her. All of the people that she helps over in the Detroit area, and being a mom of a son with autism and teaching people how to treat, her son and others with
Hmm.
autism, talking to people about mental health awareness and their mental health issues, trust, to use some of these mindfulness techniques, some of the ones that we're using, talking about, again, using the breather, listening to the healing tunes, using some of those trigger point items that you had. Everybody can use them. Everyone can use them because everybody has some sort of stress. Everybody has their own way of relieving. Some folks like to, have a martini, shaken, not stirred, or they go hang out, or they play handball, they play basketball, they skate, they find some sort of sport, to do, which at times can cause further injury to the
Hmm.
body. Especially
Oh yeah.
the older that we get, and we think that we can still do some of the same things, and we cannot. wheelchair or not. No, we just can't do that anymore. And so, those who like to walk or who are trained for triathlons, who lift weights, these modalities are universal, if you will,
Right.
definitely universal. Anything that you want to say that really resonated with you that you want to summarize?
Healing comes with our connection to our body. And whether that is with energy work or breath work or meditation or any other modality, it comes with us connecting with our inner self and connecting with things around us, engaging in tools like the music or the breath work, which activates our parasympathetic nervous system. But truly taking the time to find what modalities can help you or what services can help you, such as the osteopathic medicine, to create a whole person approach to managing pain. It's not just physical, there's a mental aspect of whether it's a limitation, whether it's the pain, treating that whole experience because we are a whole person that needs to be treated with love and compassion and grace. And it needs to be collaborative with your body. And
We
thank you.
thank you. We thank you for that. It was well said. And with that, we are leaving sunny California, and look at my face, friends and neighbors. I am having to come back to Michigan. We'll see you on tomorrow, and I'll have on my winter garb. Mm, mm, mm. So we'll see you on tomorrow, and thank you so much to our guest. Um, I want to call her Dr. Deb. So I want to say thank you to Dr. Deb for rolling with us on today at Rolling on the Road. We'll see you on
My
tomorrow. You
pleasure.
guys have a great evening.